Do you ever feel stuck in a rut, like you're just going through the motions without ever really moving forward? That's your comfort zone. And if you're feeling it in your leadership role, look out, as it is like a disease that permeates the personality and skills of a leader from the inside out. It stunts growth, defeats innovation, and dulls leadership skills, and it is very hard to move out of. However, there are some tips that you can use to help you move past the comfort zone so you can improve as a leader. Now, I have been in the comfort zone a few times in my 17 years of leadership. I usually know when I'm getting there because it starts to feel a bit formulaic in terms of my day. I usually know what to expect for the day, can operate with minimal preparation for meetings or actions, and it actually becomes a bit boring. For me, other signs that I'm in my comfort zone are that I can look at my calendar for the week and feel no signs of nervousness, anticipation, or anxiety. If I let myself go really far, then I can also start thinking about how, I probably don't even need to be at work this week. Maybe I should take some leave, because deep down, I can't really be bothered and don't feel inspired. Fortunately, or unfortunately, I can usually push past this and keep going, but it is a very clear sign that I am clearly in the comfort zone and need to take stock of what is going on. So why is the comfort zone a disease in leadership? Well, it often means that you're at somewhat of a standstill and are uninspired to change anything or grow. When you feel like this in a leadership role, it also has an impact on the people that you are leading. Unless you are an excellent actor, the vibe of a leader in the comfort zone is uninspiring and can be negative. If your team sees you going through the motions, not seeking challenges or innovation, they too will level up to that low expectation and potentially behave in exactly the same way, making it very hard to keep people inspired and motivated to do a good job. The other risk about being in the comfort zone is that it dulls your desire to embrace change, which can actually make you subconsciously or consciously rebel against the idea of any change as you strive to uphold the status quo and remain entrenched in your routine. So for me, I know what my signs are of being in the comfort zone, and it usually means, if it's been a certain period of time, that it's time for me to look at a new role, which I have done a video about, which is linked on your screen if you want to dive into that further. But when I am feeling that things are easy, I don't need much preparation, and I'm somewhat bored, I know that it's time to dig deep and take stock of my situation. The first place I start is with a framework that I developed called the Leadership Career Blueprint. This is a process that I adapt and work on periodically, as it is the pathway that determines the steps that I need to take to get to my next or dream leadership role. It keeps me focused on what I'm working towards in my leadership career, and it shows me the signs that it could be time to take the next step and proactively seek out opportunities according to my pathway. You can see more on this linked in the description. So if you have identified that you are fully immersed in the comfort zone, how do you get out? Firstly, I will acknowledge that it actually takes quite a bit of effort to pull yourself out of the comfort zone. And as you slowly step your way away from it, you're probably going to feel pretty uncomfortable, have a bit of a fear of the unknown, doubt yourself, and come up with 100 reasons why you should just stay with what it is that you are doing. The longer you sit in the comfort zone, the harder it is to get out of it. But the first step is to take stock of where you are currently at and the positive and negatives of your situation. This is about being honest with yourself about what feels safe and familiar. Is it that you know your team really well and there's no surprises? Is it that the operations of the job are so straightforward to you now that you know them, that you can do them with your eyes closed? Is it that you feel safe when you come into work, that you know who you're going to see and talk to and what you're going to do each day? Identify these factors and then look at some micro steps that you can take to start shaking it up just a little. What could you do to alter and challenge your current perspective? It can be super micro. For example, if you're in an open plan office, you could sit in a different spot for the day if you normally gravitate to the same place in the room. It sounds stupidly small, but it actually alters your routine and your perspective as you start to hear from people that perhaps you wouldn't normally sit near or talk to. Particularly in leadership, it can also really help to give you far more information around what is actually going on around you. By interacting with the same individuals every day, you tend to hear the same opinions and ideas, and often we gravitate to those who have similar thoughts to our own. But as a leader, it's not really supporting your growth or change. When you have made some micro steps towards shaking up your routine a little bit, start looking for opportunities to shake it up even more with bigger challenges. This could be about your own personal development, so taking a course, starting to listen to a podcast regularly that has different opinions and a change of mindset around your leadership, tackling a new project perhaps. Identify things that will change up what you currently do and expose you to new ideas, new relationships, new conversations. The goal with this step is that it makes you feel uncomfortable. After a period, take stock again. How are you feeling now? Are you nervous, anxious, perhaps even a little bit more energized about what it is that you're doing each day? Ideally, you don't want to be an anxious, nervous wreck, but some degree of anxiety comes with challenging yourself, so it isn't all negative. We are all primed with that flight or fight response to perceived threats, and when you step outside of your comfort zone, you could enter into the flight or flight response for a little bit as you get used to it. Try and embrace it, and remember that change is never easy. It is also important to draw on support when you need it. This could be through your manager, another peer, or a mentor. It's just someone that can give you another perspective and encourage you to stay on track. By exercising the muscle of seeing these challenges as opportunities, over time, gradually, your perspective will change. So you start to become more excited about change and what the possibilities could be. No matter how small, celebrate your achievements. This could just be acknowledging to yourself that you don't feel as flat anymore, or that you've spent a whole week sitting in a new place in your office and you've got a wee bit closer to other members of the team and hopefully understood a little bit more about their work to give you a different leadership perspective too. Unfortunately, work is long, and a lot of us need to continue to do it to fulfill our own lifestyle goals and dreams. So being able to feel challenged or inspired, or like you have a little bit more purpose in your life when you go to work, is pretty important to help maintain a sense of engagement in your work, which for me doesn't come from being stuck in the comfort zone. Please share your comments or tips about how you have shaken off the comfort zone. And thanks very much for watching.